Ladies and gentlemen, do you feel that tingling in your metaphorical balls? It is time for the third annual UNDEATH match. Today, we have two games going against each other that are very similar in theme, very similar in smell, and very similar in funk. In this corner, we have the big, bald, beautiful, bodacious box of Zombie 15. And against it, we have the titular tiny little booger that is Tiny Epic Zombies. Do we have a David and Goliath scenario? Or will this one swat 7 zombies in a single stroke? Let's get chompy. All right, first, we have Zombie 15. This is a real-time game that has you and a handful of friends, or a handful of friends, going through a bunch of different scenarios in order to fulfill an objective to stop this here a zombie horde. Over here we have a tiny epic zombie in which you and a handful of people are going through a mall to try to complete various objectives. You have a handful of objectives and they are different every game. You're going through, picking up items, trying to shoot zombies. It's a very simple affair. So we are gonna do this the same way that we always do. We got 5 categories. One of these games is getting kept coped and the other one is going back in the grave. Ladies and gentlemen, let's fucking do this.
Round 1.
Theme. All right, so admittedly, both of these are very similar in theme. This one is zombies and this one is zombies. Now, the really neat thing about Zombie 15 is it's not just a clever name. In this world, everyone is dead except for 15-year-olds. And you have 15 minutes to take your 15-year-olds across a scenario in order to get things done. Okay. Now, Tiny Epic Zombies, on the other hand, if Gameland Games is known for anything other than tiny and epic and putting a whole bunch of people in here, I can tell you right here and now, if I had to use a single word to sum up Tiny Epic's themes, it's generic. This is your generic every zombie theme you've ever seen in a zombie that ever zombied. Any zombie that's ever come back from the dead and attacked them all, yeah, you've seen it. There's nothing fresh going on in here as far as theme goes. Everything is conveyed through the art, but even then, you have to make up your own story because there's not one being told here. So round 1 easily goes to this big ass box. Mwah! Zombie 15.
Round 2.
Component. Now here is one that's a little unfair. This tiny little box comes with a lot of wooden bits and a cute little motorcycle and cop car and a bunch of cards and a bunch of little tokens and whatever. But Zombie 15 comes with a shit ton of minis. So many minis that it might be a little hard to really compare the two because they both have components. This one has tiny components. This one has big, beautiful minis that are cartoony looking, and it's a very, very nice bit. Also, the cards are lovely, the tokens are nice. Everything in here screams production. Everything in here screams, okay. So round 2 goes to Zombie 15.
Round 3.
Coolest game mechanic. All right, so here we go. Coolest game mechanic. The coolest game mechanic for Zombie 15. Let's put that damn box back there. The coolest game mechanic for Zombie 15 is simply the time. The 15 minutes. What this has you doing is you can put a CD in a CD player, whatever those are, or you can go to the website and listen to the app. And every minute or so, depending on the difficulty you pick, a growl will happen, and then you have to add more zombies to the board, and then that's it. It's a pretty cool thing. The time limit is a very interesting mechanic to the point where whenever you're done with your turn, you have to say next. So the next person knows that it is their turn because it's a very specific thing. Now Zombie 15, this tiny little box, ba-dink. The coolest game mechanic in Tiny Epic Zombies is the way that the game actually fights back. There is a zombie deck, and if you have enough players that are playing it, you can actually have a zombie player. So the person will look and see where you are and put a card in front of you, and then at the end of your turn, you'll flip that card. If you're in the room of the same color, you get attacked by a zombie. So it's that way of the game fighting back. So we have 2 ways that the games are fighting back. One is time. One is a little bit of random, but also a little bit of intelligence. But I gotta say, the way that Tiny Epic Zombies fights back is really fun and really tense. Zombie 15, it's never really tense when the game fights back with its 15-minute time limit, because if I know that zombies are going to appear, because they always appear outside, I can just kind of wait. And then when the little growly noise goes off, then I can leave and go do the thing. So it's less tense. The music is really, but once you play the game once or twice, it's way less tense. So I will tell you that the coolest game mechanic goes with how the game fights back, and that goes to Tiny Epic Zombies.
Round 3.
No.
Round 4.
Competition. So, competition. Like I mentioned, we've already talked about how the game fights back, but how are you fighting with each other? Easy, you're not. In Zombie 15, you are actually working with your person, and you are doing your thing, screaming, next, and then that person goes. But you're not really cooperating, more so than you are trying not to get in each other's way. Now, Tiny Epic Zombies, on the other hand, has you really working together to try to solve this puzzle. Hey, I'll go here, you go here. Hey, I can drop this item to you. It gives you that breath that you need in order to really solve the puzzle. Because if you play Tiny Epic Zombies, you're gonna get hit a couple of times, but there's a little bit of push your luck, and it's all working together. You really feel like a team working together to accomplish something, as opposed to a collection of individuals who are just trying not to step on each other's toes. So round 4 for competition goes to Tiny Epic Zombies.
Final round.
Are any of these games fun? Let's talk about Tiny Epic Zombies. Tiny Epic Zombies is a game that I played a little while back, and I played it a couple of times. I played it solo, and I played it with people. It is... I've never had the feeling of Tiny Epic anything being really epic. It's always tiny, but never like epic. This is the first Tiny Epic game that I wish was not tiny. I wish it was just called Epic Zombies and it came in a box like that, because some of the bits are really small, and sure, it has a small footprint. Man, oh man, I wish there was more in this box. Not content, but just bits. I didn't talk about it in the component side, but there are little item meeples that you can put things on. It's just a little flair, it's a little tedious. There's a die roll. This game is fun. Housekeeping. 1 to 5 players. I played it with 1, I played it with 3, and I played it with 2. I have played it co-op strictly and with a zombie player. I don't really think the zombie player has enough to do. He has a couple of powers and whatever, but I feel like the game fighting back a little randomly with the zombies is more of a push your luck thing, and I like that a lot more. Time, 30 to 45 minutes. I think that might be including setup. 45 minutes including setup, 30 not including setup. It's a very quick game. Turns are very, very fast. Just when you're done, it's gonna be right back around to you again. It's gonna take a little while to learn because the rules are a little wonky, but there's a sweet, sweet how to play video. Go watch What's His Nuts, and I know he'll teach you how to play it. And then ages 14 and up, you are killing some people, and the art is a little cartoony gross. Once you die in this game in beautiful, beautiful zombie fashion, you come back as a zombie. Or your character, rather, comes back as a zombie and makes the game a bit harder for you. It's a delight. So let's talk about Zombie 15. I'm not picking up that big ass box. I played this game. Actually, I gotta pick up the box, don't I? Housekeeping. 2 to 4 players. There is also a solo campaign that I got that is available as well. I played it with 2 a couple of times, and I played it solo. It's okay either way. I'm not really worried about what anyone else is doing. I'm just worried about how much harder they're making the game for me. 14 and up, once again, similar grossness and a lot of guns. And then 15 to 60 minutes. 15 minutes for the game, 60 minutes for setup. This game is a nightmare to set up. You have to find not specific tiles, but similar tiles and making sure everything's right. So if you fuck up on the setup, you're pretty much fucked. Now, one of the things that makes this game fun is the way that you search. So if I go into a room, I can either be quiet and search and then be able to find things without making noise, or I can search quickly and just draw 3 cards and try to see what's in there. Anytime you make noise in this game, zombies appear in a box called the Horde. And whenever that noise happens on the soundtrack, you dump those in the space in front of you, and those are zombies you have to fight. One thing I really do like about this game is that not only can you attack zombies, you can fend them off as well. So once I'm done with my gun, I can still use it to fend people off. So if there are 6 zombies in there, I don't have to worry about killing them all. I just have to worry about killing enough and then having enough left to fend off so I don't get damaged. But if you get damaged, then of course you can die. I think you can turn into a zombie in this one too. I'm not 100%. I don't care to open the box and check. 15 minutes to survive. Also a game of brutal survival. Scott Almus did Tiny Epic Zombies like he always does. And then Guillermo Lemery and Nicholas Schlewitz did Zombie 15. So when it comes to fun, I have to think about, oh, how's the setup? How's this gonna be to explain to someone? Where's my phone at? It's a lot of stuff. Now, we have a big box. This box here is big and lovely and expensive and heavy and oh God, there's a lot of this box. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But this Tiny Epic Zombie games, this is, without a doubt, the best Tiny Epic game that they have ever made. And I wish it was in a box this size because I think that this game is a damn good game. So fun goes to Tiny Epic Zombies. So for 3, 2, 1, this big bitch right here got slayed by the Tiny Epic Zombie. So Zombie 15, you are out of my hard 100. You took up a lot of shelf space too, and this tiny little thing does not. I love this game. I think, like I mentioned, it's the best Tiny Epic game that they've made. I cannot wait for an expansion for this. The thing that I want more in this is I want more rooms, and that's really it. I want another place to do the things, because you're in the generic mall like I mentioned, but I want more places to go and do all the cool zombie things. Tiny Epic Zombies is a damn good time, and it's like a fourth of the price. I have played Tiny Epic Kingdoms, Tiny Epic Kingdom Expansion, and Tiny Epic Western. I have not played Tiny Epic Defenders. Mechs looked boring, quests looked boring. The only one that I would be interested in getting is Tiny Epic Galaxies, but I think that right there, if you're looking for the best game that Scott Alms has ever made, I think it might be this one. We took a look at Harbor, and I feel like all those games were just him cutting his teeth to make this. It's a great game. Maybe didn't give you a lot of indication on how to play it, didn't give you a lot of indication on how to play the other one, but at the end of the day, if you want to play a zombie game, you cannot go wrong with Tiny Epic Zombies. There's also a playmat out there, which I'm going to be getting, which makes the game really easy to kind of set up and knows where everything goes. There's a lot of variety in that little box. And while the theme may be meh, and the components are, you know, there, the fact that this game fights back in a truly tense way, the competition is not against each other, it's against the game, and it's a real co-op where you can work together, and the fact that it's just fun kills Zombie 15. I don't think that one's coming back from the dead. We double shotted to make sure it stayed down. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this, the latest Undeath match of the Hard 100. I hope you and yours as well. Go out, pick yourself up a copy of Tiny Epic Zombies. It's readily available. It's right for my shelf. It's gonna be right for yours if you like zombies. Is it better than Last Night on Earth?